Good evening, I am Dr. M. Meenakshi. In this video, we are going to see about the integrated materials management concept. Integrated materials management is a holistic approach coordinating all material related activities from procurement to delivery in order to achieve cost reduction, efficiency and customer satisfaction. What are the key service functions of integrated materials management? There are four important functions. One is ensuring availability of right materials at right place and right time to meet production and customer demands. Second one is cost optimization by minimizing purchasing cost, inventory holding cost and transportation cost. Third one is quality assurance. This can be achieved by ensuring materials to meet required quality standards throughout the supply chain. The last one is improvement of efficiency by streamlining process to reduce lead time and eliminate waste. Now let me explain materials management process. There are four important steps involved in materials management process. The first one is planning and forecasting. Second is procurement and sourcing. Third is inventory management and control. And the fourth one is storage and warehousing. Let me explain one by one. The first one is material requirement planning. In short, it is called MRP. MRP is a computer-based system managing interdependent demand by calculating exact quantities and timings for materials needed in production. For this, we have to provide three inputs. One is master production schedule, second one is bill of materials, and the third is inventory record file. Master production schedule, that is MPS, specifies what final products to produce, quantities and timings. Bill of materials gives a detailed list of all raw materials, components and sub-assemblies required. Inventory record file gives the current inventory level, lead times and safety stock for all the items. Using these three inputs, the MRP system explodes the MPS into component demand, checks inventory and schedules order. The next one is demand forecasting methods. There are three methods for forecasting the demand. One is qualitative method, second one is time series analysis, the third one is casual methods. Qualitative methods includes expert opinion, market research and Delphi method. It is used when historical data is not available and generally it is used for new products. Time series analysis, which identifies patterns in past data including trends, seasonality and cycles. Examples, moving average method and exponential smoothing. Casual methods, it assumes demand is influenced by specific factors like economic indicators or price. Here we can use the regression analysis to determine the demand. The next is stores planning. Stores planning involves layout design, space utilization, equipment selection and security and safety. So, layout means physical arrangement of all the facilities within the storage area. It includes optimizing the storage areas by using aisles and the various zones for smooth material flow. Space utilization means using the cubic space through appropriate racking, shelving and slacking methods. We have to choose the right material handling equipments like forklifts, conveyors and automated geared vehicles for efficient movement of the materials inside the stores. Security and safety can be implemented to prevent theft, damage and also to ensure the working environment of the store's personnel who are working inside the stores. The next is regarding the purchasing, we have to determine what is the economic order quantity. That means what is the quantity that we are going to order. This can be determined using the formula EOQ is equal to root of 2DS divided by H, where D is the annual demand, S is the cost per order, H is the annual holding cost. This is an optimal order quantity that minimizes the total annual cost by balancing the ordering cost and the holding cost. For example, if the annual demand is 1000 units, ordering cost is rupees 50, holding cost is 5 per unit, we can calculate the economic order quantity by substituting in this formula root of 2 into 1000. D is equal to 1000, S is equal to 50 and H is 5. So EOQ is equal to root of 2 into 1000 into 50 divided by 5. It gives an answer 141 units. That means every time when we are placing an order, as per this example, we have to place 141 units. The next important thing is inventory control. To exercise the inventory control, we have to classify the materials. The two important analysis used for classification of material is, one is ABC analysis, the another one is VED analysis. ABC analysis is based on the annual consumption value. Here we are classifying the materials into A item, B item and C item. A items, that is 10 to 20% of the items, consume 70 to 80% of value, that are called the high value critical items which require tight control. B items, 20 to 30% of the items consumes 15 to 20% of value. These are called the moderate items and moderate control is needed. C items are 50 to 70% of the items consumes 5 to 10% of value, which are called the low value high volume items, which needs only simpler control. The another important analysis is VED analysis. This is based on the criticality of the item. Based on the criticality of the item, we are classifying into vital, essential and desirable. Vital items are those items whose absence stops the production immediately. So for these items, stockouts are not acceptable. Essential items are those items whose absence adversely affect the operations but not immediately. Desirable items are those items whose absence causes only minor inconveniences. So the next important thing is how to manage spares and moving items. Spares, that is, the challenge regarding the inventory of spares is we cannot predict the demand for the spares. The strategies that we have to use are, one is VED classification, the second one is proactive maintenance planning, the third is vendor managed inventory, and the fourth is risk-based approach for critical equipment. And regarding the slow moving items, here because of the slow moving items, the carrying cost is high and the capital is tied up in the store. So the strategies that we have to adopt to reduce the piling up of slow moving items are, one is regular FSN analysis reviews, that is fast moving, slow moving and non-moving analysis, and we can discount and promote to sell these slow moving items either to the supplier or those who are in need of it. Then we can also find out the alternative uses, or we can return it to the vendor, and you can have a centralized storage for cost saving. The last one is waste management hierarchy. The hierarchy of waste management is you have to reduce, reuse, recycle, recover and dispose. Reduce means try to minimize the waste at the source itself. Reuse means find new uses of the waste without processing. Recycle is process the waste into new products. Recover means extract energy from the waste. At last, if we are not able to do any of the above mentioned, we have to dispose the material. And then these comprehensive waste management, it addresses the physical waste, which includes scrap, defects, obsolete inventory and lean waste, that is overproduction, weighting, excess inventory, to protect the environment, to reduce the cost and promote sustainability. Then hope this gives a clear idea about the various aspects of integrated materials management, and these are some of the MCQs. You can find the answer for these MCQs. Thank you.